Welcome to episode 39 of Web Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw Ugor give their colony over here independence, which is where we're going to be starting out. Since the video, I have given them all the types of governments, and most of them are democracies with some oligarchies and also a few dictatorships. And one of those dictatorships just so happens to be a fascist dictator. And well, this fascist dictator is going to do some expanding, as fascists like to do. So, they start sending their troops down south into this country here, which they manage to get to the capital in just a few days. The capital will fall, and soon after, in fact a day after, the remaining land which the military has been pushed all the way back to just this will go ahead and surrender, and they will be fully annexed. No, not you. Fully annexed into this paint country here. Anyways, this paint gray country is not going to stop there, as they then send their troops into this country here, quickly taking this area here that goes down into them. They start pushing in over here, and this country will manage to survive a bit longer than the green country down here did. However, eventually more troops start showing up, and they push towards the capital. Eventually, the capital will fall after about 2 weeks of fighting, and soon after, the orange team sees free land, so they start pushing in. As they take this land here. The rest will fall over to this country here, and in the treaty, the country is wiped off the map, being split between the orange and pinkish grayish country here. Heading up here to this country here, the US of A. Another country is going to be joining, and that is this country here. Along with that, we're also going to be seeing this country here join, mostly because they're scared about the fascists, and so they join to be safe from them. So this paint country, it's basically just the Amazon. If you look at it, a lot of its land is in the Amazon. So they decide to get some land that isn't in the Amazon by invading into this into this green country here, and also this orange country here. They invade into both of them. They will push in a bit. Gains it here in the green one, and in the orange one they will get all of this land here. Eventually, they will sit down with both the leaders of the orange and green one, and in the treaty they will get the land that they currently occupy. And for the remainders of these two countries, they both decide to join the United States. Heading out of that area now, we're going to be heading up into Europe, where we need to talk about the paint country. Now, a few episodes ago, they invaded a country that was right here, and that country look at the religion map, you'd see that it was made out of this light green religion, while this one is, well, both the green French country and the pink country here are both majority dark green. And well, things are not going to go good for the light green as the pink country starts genociding them. With this, a lot of them are going to run into the green French country. The pink team here is killing a lot of them. Ever since the fall of the Dutch empire that used to be here a long time ago, the green and the light green and dark green religions have been pretty peaceful with each other. However, now we see this country here, the pink country, committing a genocide against them. That is going to lead to a lot of these countries in the world being pretty mad at them. And also this makes tensions between the Circle and Diamond Alliances worse, as we see another country go ahead and join the Circle Alliance because of that. This time, it will be this blue country here. However, they're not the only one that joins. We also see this purple country up here join. This is a mixture between the genocide that just happened and also the fact that they were kind of already worried about it because they had well, not fascists, but two countries that are allied with a bunch of fascist countries on their border. Speaking of these two countries, we're going to see both of them expand, starting with Egg. They are going to invade into this country here. This country got its independence after World War I, and now they're being invaded. They fall pretty quickly in just a few days, and they are fully annexed. As for the brown country, aka Limar, they are going to be invading into this red country down here, so they start pushing in. And this red country lasts for about a month before their capital falls, and soon after, in a week after the rest of the country had fallen. They last longer because they were stronger than the country over here, and also because Egg is a lot stronger than Limar, however you pronounce it. With that, we can move both their capitals. And the purple city-state country hopes that they're not next to get invaded, but they don't join any alliances for now. Anyways, heading over to here now, we're going to see some events happen. These events include the fascist countries over here, which are this country here. I don't know why that country was a different color. They were like a mixture between fascism and just the dictatorship color. But these two fascist countries are going to be doing some things. And by some things, I mean quite a lot of things, actually. The first thing they're going to do is invade this purple country here together. We'll start with the red country up here, staying troops in. This shocks the purple country here because they had just been in a war on the same side against the Caspian country. However, the fascists just do whatever benefits them. We'll also see the reddish brownish country down here start invading in, and they will take a lot of these provinces down here, getting up to this major city and taking it in. That is because a lot of the military was up here, because A, the capital's up here, so defending this is more important than down here, and also because they were not expecting this, and they already moved all their military up there to fight against the red country. However, the red country will continue push, getting around the capital. There's also a massive fight going on between the two in the capital. Meanwhile, the dark red country gets up, and they get behind the capital, and with this, the capital will fall. Soon after, the two reach over here and take this city here, and, well, with that, that country has fallen. And they'll split like this, with the red country getting this part here, and the dark country here getting this part. However, these two countries aren't done expanding. They have a bunch of other countries that they want to expand into, the next of which being these two countries here, the blue country here, and the green country here, the Kurdistan country. But if you look at the alliance map, you'll see that both these countries are in an alliance with the dark red country, and what they're about to hear is that they made a massive mistake in staying out of the war against Caspia, as well. Troops from the dark red team start going into Kurdistan, and troops from this red team start going into the blue country here. Kurdistan will fall a lot quicker as they are weaker than the blue country and up against a stronger opponent. So they fall pretty quickly. This blue country will also fall pretty quickly as the dark red country, or brown, whatever color this is, starts pushing up. Meanwhile, this country reaches over to the capital. They will eventually take the capital, and soon after, this country will collapse. In the treaty, that's what it looks like now. However, if you thought these countries were done expanding, then you'd be wrong. But this next expansion, they're not going to be alone for. They're going to be working with some other countries, and first of all, there's going to be some things happening with the alliances. First of all, this alliance here, Anglia, this alliance here does not exist anymore. However, these two countries here are going to be joining a different alliance, that being the Diamond Alliance. With this, Egg allies itself with even more fascist countries that are expanding. And also, not on the topic, but before I forget again, the dark red country is going to move their capital. As they move it up here, where it was a long time ago before they lost it to Caspian Sea country. So these capitals get removed. However, these two countries just joined an alliance, and, well, if you look at the alliance layer, let me find it again, you'll see that 4 of these countries all border one country, a country that has been here for a long time now, and is one of the oldest empires in history at this point. These 4 countries are going to invade Cyprus. Now, Cyprus is led by Hunter the 1072nd or whatever. All their leaders have been named Hunter, as I've said in multiple past videos. And, well, Cyprus also has their own, religion, which, I need to update this. It's expanded a lot more into some of these other areas now over time. But this religion, basically, they believe that to go to, their heaven, you either have to believe in this religion or live in Cyprus. So, the people of the purple religion who live in Cyprus, they're still going to go to heaven. And these people down here who are not, in the... I need to update this layer, by the way. None of the Americas have been... Why is there lines on this layer? What? Oh, wait, no, that's the province layer. I'm stupid. Which, needs update a lot over here. But anyways, in fact, it just needs update a lot in general. Anyways, we're off topic. Basically, if you believe in the Grey Religion or you live in Cyprus, you're going to go to heaven. And that's why Cyprus expanded a lot, was because they believed that they were saving those people by making them live in Cyprus. However, Greece starts pushing in first, and they push down around here. Now, if this was just Greece versus Cyprus, then Cyprus would win as they're stronger than Greece. However, it's not just them. This red country is also here. And also, this country down here is also here, and they quickly push into over here and take these provinces over here. They also push in over to this major city here pretty quickly. They will also push over and take this major city, taking all this land here. Down here in the colony of Egg, we see not just Egg troops, but also troops from the Pink Iberian team pushing over here, capturing a lot of these major cities. Greece will take the Crete Island, the Crete Island. That makes so much, sure, that's what it's called. It's not called Crete, it's called the Crete Island. But Greece is having a lot of success with help from the Orange country, and so is Egg with help from the Pink country, as they both push into all this land. We then see Yoyland join in, as they push in and take some of these provinces up here. They also take this major city here. Over here, this country will take this major city as they push towards where Greece is, which will push towards where they are, and the two will meet up. They'll also push down here and take this major city. Meanwhile, the dark country over here will push and take this major city here, while also taking more of these provinces down here. Things are not going good for Cyprus. However, they will be even supplies from the Circle Alliance countries. However, this supplies will help them a bit as they push over here against Greece back a bit. And they'll push back against this red country up here a bit. And a little bit down here, but it's not too successful. As well, they're up against the second strongest country in the world, along with a bunch of other fascist countries. As Egg quickly pushes back into this area, taking this major city now, and soon after this major city. Along with this, in the Navy, they have completely surrounded Cyprus, so they cannot, the island of Cyprus, that's not really good to have your capital surrounded. And they continue to push into these major cities. Troops over here will try to escape, and they will get on a boat and escape. However, soon after, they're sunk by Egg. Greek forces will push back over here. Similar things will happen while troops will try to escape. And these troops actually do escape and land down here in the city of Dillon in the Dutch colony. This major city falls to Greece. The red country up here pushes back down into this area here. Along with that, the dark red country over here also pushes in a bit. Soon after, we see an area over here break away from Cyprus as these provinces along here declare independence. As they see that this is not going to go well, and they might as well just break away. Soon after, we see an area up here break away. With that, this area will fall over to these two. And, well, with these rebellions and the push-in of a bunch of countries, Cyprus will fall. And now it's time for a peace treaty. So anyways, here we have the peace treaty. As you can see, things are looking a lot different now. Cyprus went from having all of this to just... Oh wait, I forgot to change some stuff. Cyprus went from having all of this area here to just the island of Cyprus. The pink Iberian team got their colony back over here before World War One. The dark red or brown country here is really big now. Along with that, this country is also really big now. Same with Greece. Egg did not take much. They took like 2 provinces over here, then they took these islands to make some naval bases on. The orange country got a few provinces over here. Next, we will be heading over to the mess that is this area here. And first we need to talk about this blue one here that's a bunch of dots. And this one is not really recognized by anyone. And a lot of people consider these to be a terrorist group. And well, you actually see it popping up in more of the red country. It also starts popping up over here. And we also see this country here, this gray one here, collapse, with there being some breakaways. The first of which being one right here. We also will see the blue country here take this as a chance to get some land, as they take this land here, connecting these two up. And they'll start to try to connect these two up, however, they won't be successful. We'll also see a breakaway right here. And, well, this gray country here will survive, and they'll keep this exclave here. Anyways, heading over to this country here, we see it decide to invade the brown country down here, which they start pushing into, and get right outside the capital. However, the brown team then starts pushing back, and pushes the blue completely out. Well, actually, I say brown, this is black. Like, this is almost completely black. They then start pushing into the blue country. However, then, this area that they invaded in, like, the last episode breaks away. And then they get invaded by this country here. We also see another breakaway right there. With this, the blue country will push back into the black country, take the capital, and fully annex them. With that, we can remove the capital there. And we put a capital down here. So this country's capital is going to go near the border of the of unclaimed land. Speaking of that unclaimed land, we'll see this green country move into some of that as they move along here. However, this is just like this is like the mountain that they're moving into. In fact, they're like in mountain, I think. Next up, we move over here to... Actually, no, we won't move over there yet. Next, we move over here, where we see another fascist country decide to expand, this time being the Indonesian country, which decides to invade into this country here. So they start pushing troops in, quickly taking this major city. They push around over through here, and a lot of these countries don't really like it, as they are worried, kind of like how a lot of countries used to be worried about China in this area, but now they're worried about Indonesia. Speaking of China, we will see the second China, which collapsed a while back now, start pushing in as well. They say that they're saving the people from the Indonesians. They push down here and take a lot of this land here. And this is not going to line up with the provinces, but they both take what they pushed into, and they both kind of don't recognize the other country's claim over here, which is dangerous being led China because, well, Indonesia is the strongest country in the world. Speaking of which, power rankings I'm going to do next. The strongest country in the world, as I just said, is Indonesia, followed by Still, and then the Nordic Union. Then the Dutch, so nothing's really changed here. And of course the alliance layer. After that, the 5th strongest country in the world at this point is going to be Yorland. 6th is the Green French. 7th, this one might surprise you, but 7th is going to go to... Yes, have you guessed who 7th is going to yet? Yep, that's what I'm making you guess. Anyway, 7th goes to Greece. That might be surprising you, but they have put a lot of money into their military, a lot of stuff into the military there, and to get the military really strong. And they've been winning a lot of wars recently. 8th is going to go to the Southeast Asian Union. 9th is going to go to the blue country here. 10th is going to go to... Who is going to get 10th? There's quite a few people this could be. It could be the Scottish country. What happened to the 4 over here? Let's fix that. It could be a few other countries, like maybe this country here, or this country, or the country right beneath it, this dark red country here. However, it's going to none of them. It's going to the pink country here. 11th is the Scotland country. 12th is the dark red country. 13th is this lighter red country. 14th, I am not 14th, I'm not sure after that. Maybe, I mean, they did just lose a lot of land, but they still have pretty strong military, that being Yugoslav. I don't think they'd be 14th. They are probably in the top 20 somewhere, though. Japan is probably 14th. They're 13th, then this red country here is 14th. Anyways, we're going to see the creation of a new alliance. This alliance is going to be an alliance aimed at defending Asia against the Indonesia or Egg if they decide to colonize more of this area. This alliance will be the Square Alliance, and it is going to be created by the Southeast Asia Union. So, they create the Square Alliance, and the members joining this will be the second Chinese country, the green country here. We also see Japan join, and the final country joining will be this blue country here. So these countries all join. Also, I'm going to change this country's color because it looks, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same color as Indonesia. Now heading over here to the Civil War, we see that the fascists are pushing in towards the capital. As they surround the capital to, well, just the capital. And soon after the capital will fall, the fascists are now getting a lot more support from the other fascists, which have gotten a lot stronger. With this, they're pushing over here and force this country to collapse, this breakaway to collapse. They're also pushing over here. And now the entire main government is falling. It's just this breakaway left. They start pushing into it. However, they're being supplied by... They have help from 2 outside countries, those being these 2 here. So, after they completely fall, they move to push into these 2. which then these two will collapse. I'll show that afterwards. But anyways, I want to keep this with the green color. They're just fascist now. And also, they take some of this land here. This country then has a breakaway up here. And also there's a country down here. This country, on the other hand, they have a breakaway down here. With that, the green country here is now a fascist country. They're also going to join the Diamond Alliance. Speaking of which, another country is going to join the Diamond Alliance. This time being, this country up here joined the Diamond Alliance. And that is because they are even though they're democratic, they're worried about this country here invading them. So they decide, you know what? Let's get some protection from the second strongest country in the world. So they join the Diamond Alliance, making them the only democracy in that alliance, I think. But we have one last event happening in this episode. That event is over here, where on the border between the Pink Country in Iberia and Goiki, there's been a lot of troops building up recently, and there's also been a lot of troops on the border between the Pink Country and this Blue Country here. The year is currently 1905. In fact, it is March 2nd of 1905, and on this day, troops from the Pink Country march into Goiki. Now, they start getting far before Goiki and Yugo troops, and also troops from Port, show up and start pushing back a bit. However, the Pink Country then pushes in again over here, as they are getting support from Egg, being supplied by them. We also see them start to push into the Blue Country over here a bit, which they are about equal. This one, as you saw earlier, 9 and 10 on the list, so they're about equal in strength. The Circle Lines will start sending supplies over to the Triangle Lines. However, then another thing happens. As the invasion of Goiki happens and the battle of their capital happens, along with that they lose this major city, something else will happen. That is up here, where Egg troops push into Germany. This took Germany by surprise, and they lose quite a bit of land pretty quickly. They also push in to this purple country up here, taking this province here pretty quickly. And with that, we see the beginning of World War II. Down in Goiki, well, things don't go well, as the Pink Country here forces them to completely collapse. Now, they do get pushed out of the Blue Country here, but we also see Egg start to push into Italy over here, or the the United Roman States, I mean. They take this major city pretty quickly, and push down a bit. On the border between them and Green France, we also see troops enter into this province here, and they also start pushing into the Dutch. With that, we see the beginning of World War II. With this, thank you for watching, and in the next episode, we will see World War II. So, stay tuned for World War II, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna go. Goodbye.